Hi everyone, it's Sarah here and I'm your Aussie Ajumma. So today I'm going to talk about visiting the Korean Cultural Centre in Sydney, New South Wales. So at 4 o'clock this morning my daughter and I woke up and we got onto a plane from Adelaide, South Australia to travel over to Sydney to visit the Real DMZ Project, which is an exhibition called Negotiating Borders. It was such an amazing time and I learnt quite a lot about the demilitarised zone. So sit back, relax and enjoy the following video where I'm going to share a few of my favourite exhibitions at the Real DMZ Project. Let's go! Kaja! So the most prominent exhibition on negotiating borders is called Early Arrival of Future. It's a single channel video with stereo sound and it is situated at the gallery entrance. So it was done by Saeyoung Jun, and their work on the early arrival of the future offers a soothing caress of a piano melody amid the somewhat somber reality of the divided Korean peninsula. So it's a piano score that includes two pianists. One of them is a North Korean defector named Kim Chol-woong and South Korean Eun-kyung. And they prepare for a joint performance, which you can clearly hear throughout the entrance of the Korean Cultural Centre. It was so beautiful. I just loved the hanok in the middle of the building. It was just so lovely to listen to, and if you have a look on the Real DMZ Project on Instagram, you can actually see some of the interesting items that were at the Korean Cultural Centre. But this one was probably the most prominent one out the front that I could see that I really enjoyed. The second exhibition that really stood out to me just as I walked around the hanok in the Korean Cultural Centre was a very large black and white painting. So it's a drawing work that recreates the pro boxing match in Osaka between Cho In-ju, a South Korean, and Hong Chang-soo, who was a Zainchi Korean. During that match, he had the words "One Korea" emblazoned around his lower back. So this just the detail that went into this painting is really something to see. And again, like I said in the last video, if you go to the Real DMZ Project on Instagram, you will also see this picture or painting, and it is absolutely beautiful to see. As I walked around the corner of the Korean Cultural Centre, I came across a large room with quite a few other exhibits, and I won't mention them all, but the sounds in there were of a metal detector buzzing and sounding, and there was a video talking about they're going around looking for mines that are in the demilitarised zone. I won't speak much more about that one, I didn't take enough time, but the one thing that did stand out to me was there were paintings of different soldiers. So they were photographs by Hein-kun Oh. There was the corporal on red clay, which was done in May 2010. There was a soldier with a solid body, which was done in July 2011. A laughing sergeant and a private E2 at attention from October 2010. And a soldier standing on the water of July 2011. Probably the most striking of these I noticed, and I did mention it, was the fact that the photographer was able to capture the expression there. You can clearly see the anxiety and heartache in their eyes. it's very hard to explain, but when you have a look at these pictures, it is very, very easy to see that these soldiers are quite obviously worn out, except for the one smiling, which is has to do with ranking. So because he's quite high up, he's probably not as anxious as the rest of them. The soldier, sorry, the corporal on red clay, he's just sort of sitting there and he's just looking to the side. He looks really, really, really tired. But I did learn that his name was He is Saeyoung. I'd have to have another close look at that. But yeah, I reckon Hain Kun was able to capture everything that he wanted to show people about the anxiety and lifestyle of the Korean soldiers. The last exhibit that stood out to me that I really enjoyed observing was a very large print on fabric called How Are You Doing? And it was I'm Doing Well Here. It was done by Wholesome Lee, and it's an acrylic, gouache acrylic water-based paint on fabric. So Wholesome Lee is a Seoul-based painter, and he's went to Aegi Park Peak, which is a 154 metre hill in Gimpo in the Gyeonggi province. So the view, it's a view of a village, and the most noticeable thing about this painting is the big love heart that's actually etched into the surrounding flats. Yeah, I could read all day everything that's written up about these different exhibits, but I'd be here all day, and I really, really loved it. So yeah, that was the How Are You Doing? I'm Doing Well Here, which was done in 2021. So yeah, these were just a few of my favourite exhibits. There were many, many more exhibits that I got to look at, but I'm just reflecting on a few of my favourite ones today. So thank you so much for listening, everyone. We had a very long day. We ended up flying out of Sydney and back to Adelaide and pulled in at 10:15 p.m. Needless to say, I was a bit like a zombie the next day at work, and but was it worth it? Absolutely. Will I do it again? You betcha I will, because I love learning more and more about Korea, and I love explaining more things to everyone. And as a Korean influencer, I want to promote Korea and yeah, show everyone around the world how awesome it is, the good and the bad, and the very interesting. Thank you again for watching, and don't forget to comment, subscribe, and like this video. Share it with your friends. If you have any questions, please ask. Thank you so much. Annyeong.